Another Coding Things IRL stream. Today we're going to be doing a lot more coding and hopefully possibly even deploying this thing. So first things first, if you're new around here, my name is Adam. My channel is called Coding Things IRL because that is what I love to do. And that's what I'm stoked to do here today with you guys. So yesterday we did a lot, and I'm super proud of the work that we did. Mostly it was guided by ChatGPT, but whatever. What we did was we incorporated a Express.js and Mongodb backend for our Lite Brite game. Why did we do that? Simply so that we could save our images. Right here, this hello that you see right in front of you, this is saved in the database. I have the data represented there in JSON format, and we're pulling it when we load the page. We use this ID, which is the straight ID from MongoDB, and we are we're retrieving it from the database. Here, I'll prove it. So here we go, without the ID. There it is, blank, and then we add the ID in. Aha! See that? Isn't that cool? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make these links shareable, and when somebody clicks save, it will copy the link to their clipboard, and then they'll be able to share that on Facebook, what have you. And we might do a little bit for the SEO. We will need to be storing some sort of metadata adjacent to the image itself, so that we can reference the image, so that we know that how many hits each image is getting, kind of thing. Very deep rabbit hole this one goes, but I'm happy with the progress so far. Moby Dick. Good. In the train to the airport. Going to Santorini for a few days. That sounds very nice. I've heard Santorini is a very, very nice place. Enjoy yourself, my friend. And enjoy this. I hope that this is enjoyable to you. I'm also dressed for vacation. I'm going on vacation soon, so I'm in that state of mind. But I'm still going to work. We're still going to code together. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to make our save button copy this link to our clipboard. Actually, no, I changed my mind. The first thing that we want to do is we want to make this link look better. For me, I'd say that we want to define what this thing is. What is this? This is what do we call this? A composition? That looks to me more like a excuse me, more like a professional URL. But my question is, what should that verb, or what should that word be? I'm going to ask ChatGPT. All right, let's go, ChatGPT. Creation's a little weird. I will be heading to an undisclosed location. I'm not going to broadcast like where I'm going and when and stuff over the internet. That would be pretty silly. But it's a nice place. Which one do you like? Do you like artwork, pattern, image, display? For me, I think I would go with project. I think I would go with, because it's going to look like this. And this URL is not available, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to pretend that it is, because it does get the overall tenor of what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay, didn't really help. I thought it might consider things differently. I like art because it's less characters. I like art. I think I'm going to go with art. So the URL will look like this. Britelight.com /art/ and then this hash. I think that looks great. I think if I saw that, then I would click there. I would even click if it was britelight.art. Is there such thing as a .art domain? It's premium and it costs $149. Ooh. I don't know. What do you think, Moby? We have britelight.art.com. That's too long in my opinion. I want britelight.art. I think .art in general, like if I did .art, is it always just premium? Oh no, it's not. Well, what if it's like full? Okay, cool. Okay, so it's not always premium. Somebody just paid for that one to be premium. All right, so I don't like any of those. .app. All right. What's the benefit of SSL with GoDaddy over what I use, OpenSSL? Is there any benefit? I've heard that there's little to no benefit of going with GoDaddy for SSL over running, like, let's say Let's Encrypt, which is what I do because I just don't have the time for it. But yeah, I was always wondering that. I love the name of it, by the way. I think that's a great name. Let's see. I think that's a great name, dude. I agree with that 100%. So we got 10 votes in on the poll, and so far, as predicted, but not by as much as predicted, mobile is taking over. Still early, still a lot of votes to gather. Cast your vote now. Do you prefer mobile or desktop for streaming? Now we're doing mobile. Last time we did desktop. And when we did the desktop, we did the same poll, and desktop won, but by a very small margin. And I assume that it would be biased, against mobile. So we will see another poll here, and we'll average the two results out, I think, to be fair. And from there, I'll decide how much I want to do mobile streaming and how much I want to do desktop streaming. Now, I will say this, though. There is a bit of an element of, I need subs, I need people, and YouTube just seems to promote this mobile format just more. Like, 10 people have clicked on this, and yeah. Anyway. All right. All that to say, we're going to fix our URL. So let's go into the code right now. And the first thing we want to do is we want to figure out how we're going to get the current URL, and it's right here. So here we have get ID from URL. That's going to change. Right now, what I want to do, probably the smartest thing to do would be to actually change it. So I'm not exactly sure. URL is now /ID, like that. We want to make it a little bit safer than that, okay? So why don't we do this? Let's do const parts equals that. And then we will say if parts dot length is greater than 2, return parts 2, which will be the ID. Otherwise, we will just simply return outside, which we don't need to do. It just makes it a little bit cleaner. You can see that that's the resolution of this. Moby Dick. Honestly, not sure about the benefits. I usually use OpenSSL in CI/CD and GoDaddy on production, but I am kind of just getting started. I love Three.js TBH, having a blast with it. Awesome. So you do your own Three.js stuff? Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun myself too. Like, I chose not to worry about some of the lower level game engine stuff. I still may go into that, but I really wanted to get a game out, and I'm pretty pleased with what we have so far, and I'm pretty optimistic about what we can do thus far. So I am super stoked about Three.js, and I'm happy that we're using it. However, having said that, the JS part, I wish it was 3 C# or 3 C++ even, because honestly, typing data structures, knowing where things are going matters, and being able to use a debugger to me matters. And I'm not really familiar with I know there's better debugging tools, but man, JavaScript has just been a pain. Rant over. Okay. So, a couple of things. We changed the get ID from URL variable. That's great. Now let's make a make URL. And finally, one more function called copy to clipboard. Removes child. Okay, great. So, down all the way here on our save function, we have the save state function. Save state. Okay. So here is where we're going to copy the what do we call it? We're going to copy the whatever to the clipboard. Okay. So instead of doing that, we're going to create yet another function called copy URL to clipboard. Let's see. When we get this, what does it look like? I might still have that in the console. No. That's okay. We can just save it. So when we open the console and look in the network tab, and we click save, we see this. So This is the response. So let's give it a nice little prompty. Oops. Double line, multi-line commentee right there. And another prompt there, because I'm honestly not really sure how to go about this. Save URL to clipboard. And then prompt that like that. Hold on a second. So, what exactly is this doing? This is the fetch statement, and then this is after the fetch. Yeah, so this is the function where it's I guess it just doesn't understand what I'm trying to do. It's pretty frustrating. This is where Copilot kind of sucks. But whatever. So then I gotta go res then, and I want to do copy to clipboard, make URL res ID. Perfect. Now we're cooking with gas. I feel like it was like coaxing me into like knowing what to do, kind of. It's annoying. Whatever. Alright, so what we also want to do for this function right now, but we'll probably replace in the future, is do a little alerty that says URL copied to clipboard. We're going to put something nicer in there. I'm not sure what yet. Something that's very simple to just drop in. Possibly. I don't know. We're in a Node environment, so it might be worth it to just add nice UI elements and make maybe some React stuff. I don't even know. Like, we have the possibility of using a component, but I don't think that we can reach outside of the component. We could possibly do some spoofing stuff with some HTML element, but that kind of just, like, why? But whatever gets the job done. I mean, at the end of the day, I need a nice looking UI. This one doesn't, it's okay, but it doesn't cut it. Anyway. Let's refresh this. Okay, you see our thing disappeared, and that's because we need to do /art/ that. Okay. So we need to modify our index.js API file. API, whatever. We need to add another route. And this one's going to be /art/ID. And I think we need to rename all of our resources art. Now, I think we can simplify this actually if we do. Can we specify that this is we have like an optional art/ID like that? Is that something that we can do? We can immediately see if that works. It doesn't look like it does. But we can do it the other way. It's just a little bit redundant and annoying. Okay, so what? Yeah, we're missing this guy. There we go. Huh. Cannot get. Wonder why we cannot get. Oh, I forgot that we need to do that. We're not running watch or monitor, nodemon or whatever or anything. Okay, there we go. There's our art. And look, the URL works perfect. Wonderful. And we'll save. It says URL copied to clipboard. We'll go here. Sadly, we have an undefined. No problem. No problem. Let's see why we have an undefined. Wrong file. Sorry, I'm in my own freaking world. Alright, the text that we're passing in is likely undefined. And it probably goes all the way. It's ID that's undefined. So this res.id is undefined. So why don't we just simply console log res for now instead of worrying about this and that and the other. I'll tell you what though, if this was Vue or if I had Redux and I could see the state in the browser, that would be very helpful right now. So that's another thing to consider when you're choosing what stack you're going with. Sometimes you do want to go with something a little bit more advanced. Okay, so save. URL copied to clipboard again, but what we wanted to do was look at the console. We have one user message in the form of response, and we see .body, as you can see. So we need to do a little bit more than what we are doing. So we have to call .then res to JSON. That's what it was trying to prompt me to do, but I wasn't listening. I was stubborn. Because it's weird, you know. But okay, we take the response, we convert it to JSON in the response, and then we, after that, copy it to the clipboard. I think that's how that works. Perfect. And as you can see, we copied our URL to our clipboard. Perfect. There is nothing wrong with that, so I think I'm going to go ahead and commit that. We've got to get rid of the trash first, as always. Okay. I don't like line 108. I don't like that extra space there. I don't like that. Looks like we got some unused stuff here. Let's go ahead and get rid of it then. We don't need it trashing up here. It's not in use. Holding control, don't need that. We replace that with event.control key, which is just the same thing but better. Okay. I'm ready for a commit. And I will call this one shareable links. Sweet. All right, what's next? What is next, you guys? Well, I have an idea. Let's check this poll. All right, we're up to 11 votes. Still mobile with a much wider margin today than desktop, and an even wider margin right here. 12 votes. I'm confused about that. I think somebody just changed their vote back to desktop, so still a pretty wide margin for mobile. If you haven't already voted, vote now. Do you prefer mobile or desktop for streaming? Do you prefer it? Which is the one that you would rather sit down, or maybe the one that you are more available to enjoy? Maybe you don't even have a desktop computer. It's kind of hard to enjoy something when you don't have it. So that would factor in. We got 12 votes. Let me know now. Okay. So currently we have a bit of a issue with memory. I don't want to say a leak, but the fact that it is able to grow without having a head means it kind of is a leak. Which is funny because it's, we're using JavaScript or whatever, but really we're using JavaScript as an API for web GPU, which talks directly to your GPU. It's no wonder that there could be some bugs inside of web GPU, or just some stuff that, allows for some things to happen that you wouldn't normally want happening. And one of these things is memory overload on the GPU. It has happened a couple of times on stream. It comes in the form of the screen just suddenly turning white and an error, not an error in the console, just a warning that says GPU connection lost. So the GPU, I guess, just shuts down. It says no more, possibly, or it's a safeguard on web GPU. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going with it's a web GPU safeguard, because at the end of the day, they need to not be blowing up people's computers. Excuse me. Okay, so we got the shareable link. I'm very happy with it. It happened very fast. It happened so fast. Let's look at see if we can improve the memory issues. So we are saving a big list of pegs to a variable called state history. Potentially a big list. So here's state history right here. You can see it. Looks great. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that y'all can see that a little better. I'll zoom in so I can see it a little better. We'll both lie somewhere in the middle. Let me know if you guys can't see that or whatever. Alright, so here's the state history. Let's follow it down. See what we do with it. So here's the undo function. That's when we press Control and Z. We have the undo function. Simple enough, right? So what we're doing is we are taking the state history and we are removing one from it. Easy enough, because we're using the same state history and we are loading the state based on that previous state, not assigning it, just using the spread operator and some the find array function to map it into a new state. That's called reactive. That's called a reactive approach. Still 12 votes. Do you prefer mobile or desktop for streaming? Okay, guys. So let's keep following state history and see what else is going on, because there's something that is going wrong here, I believe. Okay, so here is where we're populating state history. And it's in this function called handle main. And I'm going to take that function and I'm going to copy it to my notepad over here, because I know that you have to look at where this function is called as well. But let's keep going with state history. That's the end of it. Okay, cool. So we're cool to go where handle main is called. And you see here, handle main is called on mouse down and on mouse move. That means that it's called every time you click and every time you hover over the board. And now I say hover only because of this event.targetName not equal to canvas. Canvas is the Three.js main element. So if we're not over the Three.js element, we're just returning in this function. We're not doing anything. Then there is some other stuff. When we are hovering, sometimes the pegs, for whatever reason, they update once and then that's it, and then they kind of freeze there, and then there's kind of like these leftover pegs. And this is my sort of really crude way of dealing with that. We just call the same function on a timeout. I don't ever recommend that, but when you're frustrated, sometimes you just gotta go with the timeout. Like if you've spent way too much time on something, sometimes you just gotta go with a timeout. We could revise it, but I don't think that this is the issue. And we may not even have an issue anymore, because on the last stream I actually adjusted this timeout milliseconds constant from being 10 to 100. And that's obviously much more optimized, but we could even go further. But there is a point where it doesn't look as good, because what it does is it causes an after image of the preview pegs, and it kind of looks cool. It looks like it morphs into its place. Let me demo. If it's not too big as well. That's another thing. I think we just need to limit the number of pegs. I think we need to update the fill method so that we don't have to draw a peg for every single space that we are occupying. That's a major important thing for us too. But anyway, there's some other things though too. If we're deleting, we're not saving a state history. Now, that's because we're deleting on mouse move right now. The way that we are handling the delete is you hold the control key and you have a shape, and then you hover over it, and that's how you delete, like so. So I'll make a circle, radius, and then I can hold control and you see it deleting right there. Now, unfortunately, that means that I can't save the state every single time that I'm doing that, but I can do it on key down and key up. Key down and key up. Save the state for the pegs before and after. So it's only going to be control and mouse move. So we'll have to take a look and see exactly how the control mouse move works. I don't believe, yeah, we don't have two, so it's something within the main function. So we'll have to dive into that and take a look at it. But it makes it a little bit more complicated to save the history. It's another thing though, I'm noticing though, if I'm deleting these pegs, and I press, I want to press Control Z to undelete them, maybe. That's what I think. I think that's definitely something worthy. So why don't we do this? So here we'll do else if event.control key. I like Control S for saving, but also I don't, because I don't want to make saving so just accessible to people to where they're just control S-ing constantly. There's another thing too. I don't want them to be. I think if they haven't done anything to the art, or there's no pegs, then there should be no call to the database. So we're gonna do is dirty before calling, or we'll just call it is modified. I'm not sure yet. Very important for us to do. But still, the part about, so if I'm not seeing an issue, like I thought that there might be an issue with the state history, and there might be. This is what kind of deals with it. The hover events don't push to the state history right here. Even when we're controlling, or even when we're doing control, yeah. So there's no. I don't think there's any risk to the state history at all, like I thought. I don't want to go chasing something that doesn't. It looks completely fine. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a more pragmatic approach and try to actually trigger the issue. So I'm gonna make a new one. I think I make a new art button is a good idea too. We're gonna make a new art button, which is just simply going to redirect to this. But I think I want to make this a little bit different. I think I want to have a website as britelight.com, and then britelight.app. I guess britelight.app is this, and the website will be separate. And so britelight.app/art will be the actual. I think britelight.app will be the landing page, and then we can go /art. Might be able to get away with using like React Router or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. $14 votes so far. The margin has thinned slightly. Still mobile in the lead with 64% and 36% on desktop. So what is that, like 9 and 4? 9 and 5? 9 to 5, I believe. No, 9 to 4. I don't know, something like that. 8 to 4. Probably. Trying to figure it out. It's got to be 8 to 3. No, never mind. It's a math fail. All right, so is everything still looking good? Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, so we got that. And we're getting ready to trigger this error. Okay, so but yeah, I think this should be art/new or just /art. But I'm not sure. I think that we might serve a React app here. Not sure. Really not sure. No need to complicate it, I guess. There will need to be some kind of like introduction to this when you arrive on this. Some kind of landing page. Something very simple. But anyway. Alright, what's this issue that we're dealing with? Let's just make the biggest circle that we can. I'm noticing some lagginess there. Very laggy at this point. So, big issue, and there's the GPU crash. Big issue. Okay, we are not considering whether or not this position is already occupied. We are just adding it. Now, I thought that when we were doing these draws, which happen on renderer, that we were filtering them on the uniqueness of the distance. But it turns out, I guess, that we are not. So let's do that. That's a stupid line break. I meant to just do that one. Find. And these are the ones that are within peg radius. Okay, yeah, that's yeah. Okay, that's fine. We do have a position is occupied function in shapes. I wonder if we could use that here. But we'll just try to prompt this. I don't think that, yeah. All right, so let's go try to use the position occupied function. All right, here it is, and it's immediately similar to what we already have. It uses the state, so we can use the state, I believe. Is that what we're already doing right there? So the position is less than peg radius for new pegs. And that's the pegs that we're returning here when we do draw shape. Okay. Now that's okay. That's this will return the shape. These positions will always be unique in this relation. However, at the other level, where we are assigning the pegs right here, then perhaps that's what we can do to filter the unique position. No, that's just going to filter out the undefined. What's up, Cellware? What's up, brother? Let's see. Slash art. Change the URL. Slash art. There we go. Hello. Hey, how's it going, dude? We have now the ability to save our artwork in a database and return it at will. And when we click copy, we get this alert, which we're going to change later once we incorporate a decent UI. But we get the URL copied to the clipboard as it suggests. And when we visit the URL, what am I now? I'm still a coder. Still a coder. Still coding. And yeah. So now what we're going to do is try to deal with a little bit of a memory issue. And the memory issue is, I thought it was caused by the state history, but I think what it's caused by is we're not filtering these pegs based on the uniqueness of their position. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we want to do that. So this is not where I think we want to do it within this function now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm actually thinking about it. Here's the handle remove as well. Just gonna dive into there real quick too, because could be some stuff happening there. No. That's, yeah, see, that's not even it. Okay, cool. So add shape at mouse position. So this is getting the mouse position, and then it calls this draw shape function, which will return the pegs that it's drawing. So I guess since we're passing in state, we can filter these out by state pegs. All right, here's the function. For each. Whatever, yeah, sure. I don't like that at all. Can't we just use the filter function? Do it in line right here. No, it's right here. Peg and peg dot position dot distance to position is less than peg radius. What position? What position? Oh, All right, fine. We'll do the for each. Oh, I'm still trying to chase down some bugs. There's memory crash. One just happened a few minutes ago. If you want to rewind and see it to see what it looks like, but the screen just goes white. And right now, the theory is that if we restrict the pegs to not overlap with each other, then it'll deal with that like pretty much the whole way. Now this makes sense. It sucks that this has to happen like this, but yeah. Don't we have to return here? Or no? I don't trust that that's going to work correctly. I'd rather use map. Or filter. Filter works too. Yeah, filter works great. What is P in this? Oh, so pegs. Okay, pegs is state.pegs. Perfect. All right. So we're looking in the state for an existing peg that is too close to the existing peg, and we're returning it if it's not too close. That's what that means. All right. How did we do? Bad. We did bad, but that's okay. Let me move this chat. Chat is in the wrong place. Yeah, Cellware, we're just fixing some bugs, brother. Thank you for joining, by the way. All right, now we're up to 15 votes on the poll, and so far 67% on mobile, and only 33% for desktop. Still anybody's game, to be fair. if you're fair. We have an assignment to a constant variable. That's no good. Es no bueno. I see no reason why we can't just this in line like this. Then we can assign to it because we only do it once. You can assign to a constant variable once. I prefer mobile streaming personally because it seems to do better. Otherwise, I don't care. Alright guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Trying to get to a bunch of likes, as many likes as we can. I don't know how many, just a bunch. Can we get up to 15,000 likes right now? We're only at 5 likes. Can we get up to 10 likes? Can we get up to 10 likes, my brother? I don't know. We might be up to more than that. My thing is not updating. Probably would get more likes if you did more coding. True. That's fair. That is fair, my good friend. You have a fair point. Weird voice that I just did myself. Probably get to work more coding. Coding things in real life, more like talking things in real life. Yeah. Okay, so how do I get to my own live stream on my phone? Okay, here we go. I gotta go to my own live stream. Like it up. There we go. 5 likes. And to be honest, they're like all me. All me and probably either Cellware or Moby Dick. Can we get up to 6 likes? An ambitious ask, to say the least. Alright, does this work? I'm tired of talking. I would say that it does work. Okay. Does it fix the problem, though, is the better question. It's a little too strict, if you could see that. A little bit too strict. But it does definitely deal with the some of the issues that we're having here. This is a good step 1. As long as we can calibrate it correctly, this is a great step 1 to managing the memory, because now I would have to probably try very hard to crash it, I think. Alright, let's get rid of that. Oh, we got 7? You know, YouTube's weird with the analytics updates. Thank you for that, Moby Dick. I appreciate you, brother. Alright, so I'm going to make a new message here. Coding is pretty boring, but help me get to 10 likes anyway. There's no prayer hands? Hold on a second. What the hell? Where's the prayer hands? Is this anti-religion? There they are. It's also like the please hands. Bump. It's the please hands, you know? I'm begging. It's begging. Please, brother, please. Alright, we got some more votes in. Looks like a thinner margin. 62%. 38% in favor of mobile. 38% in favor of desktop, rather. And 62% in favor of mobile. Interesting. Very interesting. Admittedly, a much thinner art margin. The hell is this crap? Off my phone. A much thinner margin than I would have originally anticipated. I will absolutely admit that. But yeah. So, we have the unique ability right now to save our art projects. So, if you guys have any art requests, we can go ahead and do them. We can save them. And then possibly when I deploy, I could give them to somebody. Because I will be deploying this same database migrated with a few things inside of it. Like I think we're gonna need to do some preloaded images, but we don't need to rework the UI. For now, let's do some stuff. Okay. So let's do something very simple and easy on the brain. Alright, while I was sitting here, I realized that we need a new art button. We don't need it. It functionally won't do anything. But we need it. Actually, no, let's finish this job. So this is a good optimization, except it's too strict. It's much too strict. So the way that we'll deal with that is we'll just crudely divide the peg radius by 2 and when we're comparing it. So yeah, that's all I got. Peg radius divided by 2 so that they're closer together, right? We want it to be filled in, but we can't really control the way that it's filled in. Eventually we get something a little bit more totally filled in. See that? But it's kind of random, unfortunately. It's kind of random. We can go divided by 4. But again, it just seems random. We can even go as far as to say greater than or equal to. We can even say greater than 0. It must be greater than 0 here. I think that's fair, right? Just as long as it's not 0. How is greater than 0 not good enough? Is it, maybe it's doing that somewhere else then. Okay, well then if I remove this, like, did we change something else and I just forgot about it? Here's a rectangle. Hey Nico, good to see you. It looks like it's randomized. It looks like it's randomized. Oh, we got more votes in. Another thin in the margin. Now this margin is shaping up to be almost identical to the other margin in favor of mobile. So that's interesting. It tells me nothing. It tells me literally nothing, unfortunately. It tells me that people on mobile want mobile, some of them want desktop, they wish they were on desktop, and vice versa for desktop. So, what are you going to do? I'll leave the poll open, and we'll see what happens. It is randomized, but it's not the effect that I wanted. Anyway, so we got rid of that. But it's still doing that, see? It's still doing that. Not good. Not good. So what did we do to cause that? I'm going to look at the GitHub history here. Oh, okay. So we were doing that in two places. I remember now. This too close function is where it's really happening. So here, too close, we're going to change to equals 0. Now, I don't know how much of this is going to... Yeah, we'll just try it out. We'll just try it out. I don't think... We'll just try it out. We'll just try it out. I can't believe it's still like that. Honestly, mixed feelings. I voted PC earlier, but mobile now, just because I'm on mobile. But downside of mobile is code is covered by chat. So I guess desktop feels more proper. Is code really covered by chat right now? Bro, hold on. I wonder how I can revise that. I could move it up a little bit. Yeah, I could take care of that actually. I think the chat only goes up a little bit. Kind of an annoying interface. This will at least help a little bit. I don't know if it's going to fix all of our problems, but we'll see. I think I can go even a little more up there. Move my little logo down here. And then I need to add myself again. Oops. Sources. Sorry guys, 1 second. I'm just modifying this based on the feedback I just got. Modifying the layout of the stream. Okay. Make that adjustment a little bit smaller. Crop it up. Crop it up. Make it bigger so it looks good on my thing. What's up, brother? Oh, really? Half the screen? Eh. Did what? Oh, wait, you can't see this yet. Alright. How's that? Does that make it a little bit better? Does that make it a little better? I guess I have a phone. I can look at my damn self. Here, bro. Who is that? Ew. That is a little better. At least you can see the code. I mean, if you have a good enough resolution, you could see the code. Hold on a second. I gotta make that bigger. else we got? That's a little bit better. Not much I can do about that. Yeah. I think it's good. I think it's straight. Alright, man. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet your screen resolution's great. Not everybody has an amazing screen resolution, though. So we want to be kind and courteous to those less fortunate. Me, I'm rocking a 1440p 32-inch Acer IPS 1440 hertz. I got it going on with my monitor. But most people are on a mobile phone, dude. Speaking of which, the poll. 18 votes on the poll so far. Mobile, killing it. 18 versus 39. Or excuse me, 61 versus 39% in favor of mobile. We got mobile coming in clutch. Alright, guys. I'm going to take a little bit of a breather right now after I do a couple of modifications here. So, excuse me while I do that. So, this is currently called, yeah, I need to rename that. I need to delete that, and I need to delete that. I need to rename that to face, and I need to duplicate that. Okay, and then I need to rename that to what? What do we rename it to? No face, because it's not gonna have my face in it. And then I'm working on no face, and we delete it. Now I need to duplicate. I'll do what? Copy, and then what? Wait, no, wait, copy, and then wait, paste, duplicate. Okay, move that upward, make it a little smaller. Okay, how's that look? Yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. Okay, so here's the first real, like, assignment that we have. We can really save this. I guess first of all, let me save this one, because this one is important too. So this one, we'll save it on my notepad here. Hello. Save that URL. Sweet. Now we're gonna do a new one, and we can even do it over this existing one. Hopefully the little filter thing doesn't hurt us too much. Yeah, whatever. Mostly I'm gonna be just clearing this out. So circle filled in. This radius, yeah, sucks. Oh god. Control just deletes the whole thing. That's a bug. Hold on. Yeah, that's, yeah, we're not gonna want, yeah, you're not gonna want your whole thing just deleting. That would suck pretty hard. But I'm sure that's not that big of a deal to deal with. But I can't, that means I can't continue with it. Alright, so I'm gonna make a rectangle pretty big this time. Yeah. Fill it in with rainbow colors. 1, 2, and 3. And now I have to do this. Not too bad. It's really not too bad. The fact that it's random, though, in nature is disturbing to me as somebody who works with computers, because the math should not be random. The math should be not random. The math should be the only thing that's not random. So it's just disturbing to me that there is that much variance. Okay, so obviously I have a other issue, unfortunately. So the best I can do is just put up the thing. I'm wondering if actually loading it from fresh does that. Let's see. So here we are, nice big rectangle. And yeah, we created a bug just then, unfortunately. No. Sucks. Oh well. I'm sure it's not a big deal. I'm sure we'll figure it out. But I do have to use the bathroom and talk to my wife and stuff, so I'll be right back, guys. That's weird. Where's my Visual Studio? There it is. Sweet. Here I can write "be right back." It's a good idea. Do a new text file. Be right back. And then I'll just make it giant. Alright guys, be right back. What's up, everybody? Back on the stream. Coding things IRL. Bitrate is kind of not too bad. It is bad, whatever. Alright, we got 50%, 57% for mobile, 43% for desktop with 21 votes. That is something. About the same margin, huh? Once it's normalized over a big number of votes, it seems to be pretty much the same thing, huh? Alright. One thing I want to do is make this a little bit bigger. I think we can do that. Definitely zoom out. Alright, so we have a bit of a problem that we're dealing with, and that is this optimization that we've done has caused a couple of problems. Now, I just want to see if we can just manually undo this one real quick. So this is the problem where we can't fill things in 100%. Right now, it's filling them in this kind of like random order. So right there is filling them in that's a good order right there. But when we try to do distance to position equals 0, we get not what we would expect. Considering that when we first place one down, then the amount of pegs is, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's refresh that. F5. Right. And rectangle, give it a little bit of girth. Oh, we can't see anything. What's the deal with that? Why aren't we able to see anything? Alright, F12. That's something. Pay no attention to that. False pegs is not defined. Yeah, that should just be pegs. Yeah, if the distance is 0, right? That means it's right on top of it. Might have to filter the other way around. It makes sense to filter the other way around too, though. I'm not sure. Alright, so when we use that, this is what we get. As you can see, it's a very it's randomly filled in, which is not what we would expect. Which is not what we would expect, because if we're returning pegs that have pegs that are zero pixels away from the other pegs, then wouldn't that be just all of them at first? How is it not all of them at first? How is it not all of them at first? This should just be null, 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 null the whole time. Yeah, I don't get it. Truly, I don't. Alright, well, let's scale it back, and let's see if we can get our heads around this real quick. So, how can we demo this? We'll just use a point. So, let's console log this too close right here. Just to see when that's happening. Okay, refresh. And let's open up the console. And we'll select point. We have it selected. We'll add one. And something unexpected is happening. It's removing it. Anyway, it's interesting. I can't click it sometimes. I see. I know what's going on. We're we need to filter the previews here. I gotta be careful with how we're doing this. So too close, for it to be a preview, we're not considering that at all. So there's a preview on there, we don't care. But does that mean that we're displaying the, we are displaying the previews over the other pegs. So how are we gonna deal with that? We might need to change something else somewhere else. So when I put this rectangle down here, well, let's rewind this back a little bit. And now let's do that again. When I put this rectangle here, fill it in, I get that sorry. Okay, so if I take the point here, let me actually undo that. I'd like to see the effect of that without the filter at all. Would be the best way to go about this. Alright, back, refresh. We need a rectangle. Rectangle is fine. Width, height, filled, rainbow colors. And I think right there we're just adding them all on top of each other, which is terrible. But as you can see right here, we're replacing them with the preview. Or we have a preview in that spot. And we shouldn't be comparing the previews. Really, I mean, we can take our pegs and we can just create a new variable called non-preview pegs. Thank you for that. By the way, unbelievably, we have a 50-50% tie, mobile and desktop, neck and neck. I can't believe it. This is absolutely blowing my mind. I would have definitely thought that we would be looking at mobile taking it by a solid lead, and it looked like that at the beginning, but as things have normalized, and yeah, turns out it's 50-50. I can't believe it. As I mentioned before, there's a bit of a me factor in there, and it has to do with how well the streams perform. So right now I've done 2 desktop streams and 2 mobile streams this weekend. I'm going to see how they perform, because I don't normally stream on the weekend. Okay. Business is over. Back to business. Alright. So we want to disregard the preview pegs, so we're creating a new variable called non-preview pegs. And we're going to use the exact same filter, except we're going to use non-preview pegs instead of pegs to compare our pegs. And let's take a look and see what kind of effect that has. As you can see, we're now getting a filled rectangle, and I believe we're not able to, it looks pretty optimized to me. I believe that before we would have been seeing a lot more lagginess by now. Might as well go ahead and test it to its fullest testiness, huh? Alright, there it is, 100% filled with red. And so far so good. Here I am deleting them. And it's broken. That was a pretty intense test, to be fair. To be fair. Deleting seems to have a bit of an issue. Deleting is mostly when it occurs, the break. So that's definitely something worth taking a look at. Maybe just moving too much around at once, I'm not sure. Truly, I'm not sure. But it's the previews, I think. One very, very quick solution to that is something, but I think that this works good. I think we need to go ahead and commit this before we go on. Get rid of the trash, clean it up as much as we can, and then we'll continue. Okay, I see some trash up here that I've missed. This entire geometry's line, this color. Not used, right? And then by virtue this one, not used. All of this, not used. That's fine. Leave that the way that it is. And I'm sure that there's some exports that I'm not using, but I can't see those immediately. I don't want to tussle with it. Alright, guys. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want the save state. Okay, so this is filter too close pegs. Pegs. I said pegs. Not legs. Perfect. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to scale back the fill type, because I'm just going to make it to where you can't fill it in like that. I think I have a pretty simple way of doing it. Let's go into the shape.js right here. And I have a pretty big modification that I would like to use, or that I would like to make to this, but I'll get into that in a little bit. For now, I just want to go into the add circle function. So we modified this recently. What we're doing is we're creating a rectangle, and then we're using a filter function to filter it into a circle. So this make rectangle function is where we can simply modify our fill gradient. Is that the right word for it? Fill. Yeah, I don't know. I think that defining the fill would happen here. But for now, what I would like to do is if y mod 2 equals 0 or x mod 3 equals 0, then we'll continue. See what kind of effect that has on our fill. Okay, so we need to do a circle this time. And that's a much more manageable fill, except I just want it to be this. Well, if y mod 2 and x mod 2, let's see what that looks like. Let's see what kind of effect that has on the fill. I think I want the opposite of that. For a big circle, I want the opposite of that. It's not exactly what I expected in terms of the opposite of that. And there's a lot of overlap here that's kind of crazy. Is that random? No, at least it's not random. The overlap just tessellates perfectly, I guess. It's pretty intense. Alright, we're up to 25 votes on the poll. Do you prefer mobile or desktop for streaming? And the web GPU just broke. 52% voted mobile, 48% voted desktop. Poll is still open. Let's get some more votes in. We're neck and neck. This is great for science. We have excellent connection. We have excellent water. Free of bacteria. We're good to go. We're blessed. All right, what did we do to cause that even? I don't recall. Oh yeah, all of those overlapping ones, yeah. Well, we'll deal with that in a moment. There may be a call to revise the too close function. But for now, let's continue with this fill because I don't think that it's correct. This one's going to be obviously a much looser fill here. Yeah, I don't know. That's obviously not what we want to go with. But it does look cool until we get off on the grid. Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of waffle fries from... Hey, what's up, Tony Stark? It reminds me of waffle fries from Chick-fil-A. Have you ever had those? They're pretty good. or jail. Have y'all ever been there? Just kidding. Ooh, I don't like that. What is this? You're using Java? No, sir, we're using JavaScript. JavaScript. It's a little bit different than Java. Alright. There's the make rectangle. Yeah, I don't like the mod 4. To be honest, I need it. We need it to be more. If x divided by 2 so I want it to be like a checkered pattern, kind of. Do you know what I mean? I want the top row, like if it's mod, yeah, okay, we'll have to do it that way. Here, we'll go back a little bit so we can have something to. So if y mod 2 and x mod 3 or the opposite. So we'll give it another parentheses here, and we'll go or the opposite. If y mod 2, no, that's not not that opposite. If y mod 2, oh wait, hold on, that's what we did. We did the wrong thing here. If y mod 2 equals 0 and x mod 3 equals 0, or y mod 2 equals 1 and x mod 3 equals 1? I don't think that's right. I don't know exactly what's right, but I don't think that's right. Let's see. Circle, radius, Tony Stark. What am I building? This is a Lite Brite game. It's like, you know, kind of like a child's game. Yeah, that's a little too filled in, and that's because I think we don't want it like that. We want y mod 2 equals, wait, no, wait, y mod 3 equals 0 and x mod, yeah, the opposite, exactly. Okay, sweet. Alright, so that's what we wanted. Ooh, maybe that's not what we wanted. It looks kind of cool, but it's not. That's not what we wanted at all. Let's go 2 and 4 on this. Just for the sake of guessing something, you know what I mean? Let's see. I don't spend too much time on this fill thing. Alright, I'm finally gonna do if x plus y mod 2 equals 0, continue. I would have never guessed that. Not even in a million years would I have guessed that. But look, there it is. I love it. What do you think, Tony Stark? Do you like it? Not done yet, though. Unfortunately. We should not be able to overlap these like that. I mean, I guess we can. That's fine with me. I don't mind the overlapping. I'd say we can call that. It's interesting, I reloaded it and then it overloaded. So it must build over time. and then have to like breathe. I don't know, dude. I don't know how it works. It's a little unsettling, I'm not gonna lie. It's still happening. Since it's still happening, I still have to revise this further. But this is a good change. I like the checkered. I like the checkered. I like the checkered. More checkered. Let's see if we can make it like, you know, more checkered. Well, that doesn't look good at all. That's everything. That's everything. So how do we get... We could go mod 3 equals 0. But I don't know. Somehow I feel like that's not gonna do anything. Or it's just gonna look funky. Oops. Circle. Yeah, it looks funky, see? Diagonal stripes. Not what we expected. Sort of like tire tracks. It's kind of cool. I need to find a way to predictably get these working. If I was better at algebra, this would be a lot easier for me, but I'm not. What exactly is that going to do? That's cool. Like for a sun effect, you know? But it's not what we want still. Some vertical stripes. Horizontal stripes. Right? Let's just set it to horizontal stripes. I don't like that. I wonder if I take out this condition here. Or if I and them. If I and them, it'll... That won't be good. I know that won't be good. Sort of like AT&T. You guys remember AT&T? The phone company? Oh yeah, they're still around. There you go. AT&T, taking your money, or whatever their logo is. Make a beehive with that. Check that out. Any honey companies out there? Honey, a little bit of honey. Little dot on the top. Pretty cool, but still. Not what we want. I don't think that's gonna work. I am ye of little faith. Does look a little better like that, though. But whatever. There we go. I like, if I was gonna go stripes, I'd probably go with this. This would probably be the best stripes. The hell's that? Get away from me. Stripes right here. Yeah, that's gonna be the horizontal stripes of choice. And then for the vertical stripes, then what we're gonna do is X mod 2. We can delete this one. This one sucks. Yeah. So let's try that one out. Sweet. And what do you think the diagonal one is going to be? The X plus Y. Does that work? No, that doesn't work. It has to be X plus Y. Whoa. That didn't work at all, huh? Interesting. Let's see how that works. Whoa. That's crazy. That's not right. I think that's gonna be the winner. It's not the winner, but I'm gonna save that as just standard fill type because that looks good. And I think diagonal, we can just take that standard fill type and just make it a little bit more restricted. If X is not equal to Y, that's gonna be super weird. I feel like. Yes. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. That's a diagonal line. Y mod X equals 0. Surely we're gonna have some of that. Oh man, that's crazy. That's, oh. It's a tough pattern to look at. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. It's still a standard fill type. I don't like it. We'll just offset this by 1. Call it a day. Maybe we won't call it a day. Maybe we have to do that inside of the, in here. Like, y plus 1. Like that. I mean, seems like we can just do that instead. We don't need that in parentheses. Evaluate to the same thing every time. That's called the commutative property. Uh-oh, we're not doing anything. That means it's always true. Whatever we've done, it's just always true. I'm gonna be done playing with this pretty soon because we have the standard fill type. Yeah, okay. We're done. And we have 2 other fill types that we could potentially use in the old UI there. But I'm cool with this for the fill type of a circle. The other thing I want to do real quick though, because I've seen this breaking, is I want to make sure that we... Sorry. Oh. Excuse me. I want to make sure that we're chopping these up a little bit better. Not putting them next to each other, because I want the fill type to reflect in the distance. We want the distance to be the same kind of thing. 2 times 2. Where is that? So somewhere we're calling the .distance function. Distance 2, yeah, here it is. And we're checking to see if that's equal to 0, but we don't want it to be equal to 0. Now, we want it to be less than peg radius times 2, I believe. Let's see what that does for us. Now you notice I'm not able to put... Well, I think I have an error, to be fair. Let's check that error. Lots of errors. Ah, damn. Peg radius not defined. Alright, let's try that again. Almost there. Almost there. Let's try using X coefficient instead, because I think that that's what we're going to need to use. Is that what it's called? That's not even what it's called. Hold on. Geometries. Where's the geometries? X is little. Like that. Perfect. So X coefficient goes where peg radius, where I just put peg radius. So I believe that that's the right number. I believe it in my head. That's cool, but not exactly correct. Definitely that's helping us a lot. Let's try to use Y coefficient, even though I don't think that that's right. We'll just try to use it regular without multiplying it. I don't think that's gonna. I think we're gonna see the same overlapping that we just saw. God, trying to get me copyrighted. It's these little YouTube buttons up here. All right, circle, radius. Actually, look at that. Okay. I would still say that as I'm hovering over these, I would definitely expect I can't believe that the X coefficient is here. Let's bring in Y coefficient. We might have to do something like different here. I hope not, but I hope this will be good enough. I hope that this will be good enough. So it has to, the distance to it has to be less than the coefficient for it to be false. So we want that coefficient to be less, or we want to restrict it with an and use Y at that point. I think that the best way for me to do that would be to bring that down to the next line and that down like there. Just for me purposes. Just for me purposes, you know? Yeah, no, that makes it way more inclusive. Too close. So this is too close. Let's make that an or then. That doesn't seem like it's going to be what we want. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Okay. So far, this is the closest thing. Let's just change it to Y coefficient. I don't know. I think that's good enough. Mostly because it solves the problem. It's not too far off from what you might expect. And you can easily go in with the pointer, I think, and fix it. Or maybe you can't. And that's the problem. What is that? Why is that happening? I think it's because it's not a fixed position at this point. Somehow we're like off. They're not. I think these are the ones from. Yeah, it's not correct. It's definitely not correct. So, I mean, really the most correct thing is equal to 0. But, I mean, we could just do x coefficient divided by 2. We're going to get the overlapping issue, but when we zoom in, we'll be able to draw these points a little bit better. Some of them are valid. They're just being filtered by this new filter that we have. It's not good to have too many filters in too many places. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and make the circle, see what that looks like. Still looks good. Yeah, see, still have that overlapping. That's really what I would expect to happen. I think that at this point, what I want to move forward with doing is just, we're going to make there be like a limit in the number of pegs. So it's going to be, we're going to have plenty of pegs to work with, but we're definitely going to want to have them limited. Because at the end of the day, if somebody has a bad experience with this, if it crashes on them, then it's failed. It's failed as a game. The game is supposed to be attracting your attention, keeping your attention, and if it doesn't do that, then it's the game's fault. Especially if it's a crash that does it. And I'm not gonna have my game crashing. All right, so optimization, pretty good, pretty darn good. I'm going to do a couple more modifications and shapes real quick, just while I'm at it, while I'm feeling it. The first one, rectangle. A lot of redundancy here. Basically just going to scrap everything. Yep, okay. So this rectangle function utilizes the make rectangle function that we created for the circle. And the nice thing about that is now we'll be able to use the same fill type. As you can see. Oh wow, it broke it almost immediately. There we go. Alright, so there's the filled rectangle. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to regard our filled I'm just trying to think of how we're going to navigate through the different filled versus not filled objects. I might just get rid of it, to be honest. I think I'll just make all objects filled. I don't really have, like, if I need it not filled, I just make a smaller object and then recess that area. That's the trick to it. I'm gonna post that as like a tip somewhere, and I'm gonna get rid of my filled. We're gonna get rid of the concept of filled altogether. But having said that, we are going to provide a stroke. Now, what is that? We're going to fill the outermost layer with from with all the pegs. You'll see what I mean. An outline. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. An outline. All right, let's check in on our poll. We got 28 votes on the poll. And listen to this. We got 54% for mobile, 46% for desktop. It is neck and neck. I don't know what to say other than I'm shocked. I am shocked. Alright. Enough about that. So what we try to do is pretty simple. On a rectangle, we can just go ahead and do it. I think so. That's the first step we want to do. It's just on a rectangle, we'll just go ahead and take care of it. But then we'll have to do it again on circle, because circle will not look correct at that point. So here we are in make rectangle. And you see we have math.floor, blah, blah, blah. And then what we want to do is and x is less than width minus 1 and y is less than height minus 1. Continue. Let's see what kind of effect that has. So we want a rectangle. Alright, so you see there we have that border drawn on the top and the right side, but we want it drawn on every side. So what we want now is and x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0. And that should take care of it. There we go. Filled up rectangle, which I think looks pretty clean. It's pretty easy to overlap the rectangles too. I'm not sure. Definitely going to take some calibration, and I need your guys' feedback so that we can make everything look good. But for now, pretty golden. Pretty golden. Yeah, no complaints about that border. I could see where you might want to make that optional. I could definitely see where you might want to make that optional. But, you know what? We'll just leave it as is for now. And let's see, what else? So, that's the standard fill type. We need to do something about the circle at this point, because the circle is going to require us to add additional pegs. So when we are creating the circle, we'll be doing that inside of the make circle function. The make circle function takes a rectangle and basically trims the non-circle parts of it off. That's what it's doing right here. Now instead of that, let's go let circle equals that. So it's clear what we're doing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do fill circle border with more points. That's good at all. I'll try that. Yeah, no, that didn't work. So where did it go wrong? circle.length. I didn't even add anything like that in there, did I? Circle border.length. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're already doing a filter function here. In circle radius. But we need to do more than the circle function. So circle. It's not going to be filter either. At this point, I think I have a an array, don't I? Just a single array of positions. Let's verify that. So we have this circle, and then yeah, when we're looping through this circle here, we are taking, yeah, see, circle right there. That tells us that we're dealing with a position, an array of positions. And with an array of positions, we can just iterate through it. No problem at all. There's really no problem. That's not what we want to do at all. No. How am I going to do this? So I can take a variable right here and we can call this border points. And border points is going to be the circle where it's in circle radius -1. And not in circle radius. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. All right, cool, cool. Guys, we're up to 30 votes on our poll. We got 53% on mobile, 47% on desktop. Cast your vote now. Alright, so it's going to be in the circle radius. Like that. I think, honestly, it's going to be in the circle radius naturally and not in the radius of -1. Like that, you know what I mean? That's the border points. Let's see if that works. So if state selected options filled, we'll return the entire thing, but instead, if it's not filled, then we'll return only the border points, which are the ones that are in the circle radius, but not in the circle of a radius -1. Bam. All right, what did we do? The state is not defined. Damn. We're not passing it in. I'll tell you what, we don't really need that right now. So let's just ignore it. And let's just return this circle straight up. There you go. Now we have an unfilled circle. And then we'll deal with the other parts of that. So I preach this thing called order of arguments, I guess you can call it. I don't have a name for it. But it makes sense to me. When you pass in arguments, you pass them in a certain order. And you do them in order of the one that you are modifying goes first. So if you have something in that you're modifying, in our case we're doing state pretty much every time. That goes first. That's called to me that's called a subject a subject argument. Then what you are doing to it comes next. Any functions, verbs, those are verbs. Then anything that you need in figuring things out. Usually that's when your optional stuff comes in. Your default parameters. That goes at the end. But if it happens that your default parameters contain all categories, then you just do another round. Maybe you have a default optional subject somehow. I don't know why. Maybe you have, like, let's say you have a create blog function and your default blog is a null blog. You know, maybe that means you have to put the blog, which would normally be the subject variable since you're creating it. You would actually have to put that at the end, but you would still follow that same pattern just for the end arguments. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we need to pass our state into here as a reference argument. Okay, and we'll go in and make circle again. Give this another argument. Param. I don't know what it is in the abstract. I can never remember. My brain can't remember small things like that. Okay, and then for state, all we really need to do is we'll take out, we'll deconstruct state to get selected options. Consts are perfect for reference arguments, variables within there. And then we don't need to call it state, we can just call it selected options. Do we call that filled or is filled? Don't know. Don't care. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Circle is what I wanted. Now a filled circle. That's pretty good. I mean, yes, it looks like a stop sign. I know that it looks like a stop sign, but you know, it's very, very low. It's pixel art, damn it. It's just pixel art. All right, now we got a bug, a very nefarious bug that we need to fix. I might share my GitHub so you guys can see that. I wonder if I can do GitHub from here. I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna try. All right, but we do need to do something about the rectangle because the rectangle is, yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not going to have that bordered like that. So where's that rectangle? I mean, we can. I don't think, that's not what I would want. I wouldn't want the border like that. And I'm not going to go into that much detail when it comes to making these shapes. So, all right, let's get this done. Let's get this trash out of here too. What the hell am I doing? Okay, yeah. So for a filled and not filled rectangle, we can do it right here. Alright, so yes, we'll reassign the rectangle to the border points if we're set to not filled. All right, let's see how that goes for rectangle. All right, there's a not filled rectangle, and there's the filled rectangle. And I'm going to revert that thing and make rectangle. This part of it, the border, because I don't like it. All right, before I go any further, that's a little weird, huh? Maybe it shouldn't be -1 on the height. It's a little weird, isn't it? Why does it look like that? Is it because it's an odd number? Did I have an odd number set? Not really, no. So yeah, there's that one little one down there. It's that the height has to be not, yeah, like that. Oh, please work. No, it didn't work. Weird. +1? Sorry, wait a second. I think I know what it is. Yeah, we're just gonna have to get a little bit more in depth with this. I don't like that though. I really don't like that. I really don't like that. I honestly think it's the border points function that's doing that, but well, let's take it off then by simply setting this to fill. And you see how we have that bottom row? No bueno. No bueno. Yeah, so I'm gonna set these back to minus. And I'm doing a mod 1 now, which will hopefully give me the, what, odd numbers? Ooh. Yeah, that's not working at all, huh? Mod 2. Has to be mod 2, I guess. Yeah. What's going on with that border? Why is that border so filled in? Is that what it was before? Look how filled in that border is. I thought it wasn't like that a second ago. That did it. That was the border. And then this one should be not bordered like that. Look at it. I guess it's the mod. Okay, here's it filled. No. It's that part right there. Isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Okay, sweet. That's exactly what I want right there. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Alright, so... Yes, I broke it. That's okay. We'll deal with it. Height, width. So let's do a rectangle that is filled in. Perfect. And let's do one that is bordered. Not so perfect on that one. Close, but not so close. Not so close. This is pretty. I think I'm gonna. I know what to do here. Let's go to the rectangle. This is interesting. I mean, x equals 0, or y equals 0. Let's just get the easy ones out of the way. And let's just leave that for now. Oh, broke something. Didn't break something? Oh, I see. So that's not going to be the same thing. Alright, what did we have there before? Position x is equal to rectangle 0 x. That looks good to me. Looks good to me. The only thing I can think to do, let's see, let's check the effect again. I think I have to save it still. Alright, yeah, the only thing I can think to do is just play around with the, that looks great. Yo, what's up, Unenter? Thank you for finally joining the stream, brother. Alright. So... let's figure this out. It looks like when it's an even number is when it messes up. So we're going to go back 2, right? 2 here. And 1 here? No. We're going to have to know if we have an even number of width and height. I think I'll just, you know what I mean, make it to where they can only select even numbers. What do you think, Unentered? You just hit 24.43 live? What does that mean? What does that mean, brother? I'm old, I got kids, and like, I don't know stuff. It's probably something obvious, but what is it, brother? that your followers? You got a bunch of followers? You can't have 24.43 followers. You can't have 0.43 of a follower. That would be crazy, man. Like, just like a dude's bottom half and stuff. Himag Bandari. Hey, good to see you. The epitome of the 9-to-5 American white man. I'll take it, brother. I'll take it. I'll take it. I do work a 9-to-5, and I am American, and I am a white man. Oh, hours. Oh, okay. Got you. Got you. Yeah. Good for you, brother. Good for you, brother. Oh, you're saying you've been watching my stuff. Dang, dude. My brother, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy that you've been watching that long. I appreciate it, dude. Oh, hell yeah, we can draw a bear. Hell yeah. Give me just 1 second, and we'll do that. Actually, you know what? No. We'll do it right now. Alright, we want a bear. We want it to pretty much look like that right there. Alright, let's do it up. Let's get a circle. Yeah, I have two daughters, just so you know, and a wife. So, pretty much exactly what you think it is. Alright, so the bear, I'm gonna get the right bear color. And that's gonna fall into the category of like an orange-ish color. Almost brown. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to find the right color for this bear. Might want to just go ahead and make him like red or something like that. I don't know. Let's turn down a little bit. He could be a rainbow bear. Nah, I'm not gonna cop out and do rainbow bear. I think this is a good enough color. I don't want to overthink it. Looks good once I put it down. Wait, hold on. I got one more thing I gotta fix too, because no. I gotta fix this. I can't do this yet. Yeah, no. If I try to do this right now, I'm gonna get frustrated because I have a bug. I have a bug. All my stuff is just erasing now. See, watch this. Check this out. Here, let me try this. Let me try to stash this real quick. And, let's see. So now we're stashed. See, but we still have this issue. So that we must have committed that the last time. So let's do this real quick. Let's go ahead and revert this. And we're not going to do anything. We're not going to commit that. We don't really want to revert it. But yeah. You're winning in life, man. You're responsible, man. Taking care of people who actually matter to you rather than being stuck in the materialistic struggle of modern life. Keep it up, bro. You inspire me. Thank you so much. That's a very sweet thing for you to say. Yeah, man. I consider my kids like my meaning to my life. My wife, I love her very much. And yeah, dude, those are very nice things for you to say, and it's pretty much how I feel about life and everything. So, thank you. All right. Yeah, no, the project is not open source. I am considering looking into making it open source. I'll just leave it at that. I'm just like, I want to do the right thing. I want to take the step into the right direction. I'm just not sure if open source is the right thing for it right now. But I am streaming it, so maybe I should just make it open. I don't know, dude. I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, let's see if we still have this issue. Okay, no, perfect. Now we're good. We're good to make this bear. And let's just jump into it. So let's make it a big circle, as big of a circle as we can right now. We got to be careful though, because a bear, like we could mess up and make it look like a mouse. We don't want it to do that because a bear is not a mouse. All right. This is going to be a pretty good solid bear head. Just a little bit over here, a little bit over here. Yeah, I think that's going to go. You got to be careful because I think this is the bugged version. I'm going to make sure that we're not going to cause an issue here. Alright, so an ear over here and an ear over there. I think we're looking like kind of like Winnie the Pooh here, which is pretty sweet. I don't mind looking like Winnie the Pooh. Now, kind of a similar shape for the mouth area. I'm gonna use a white here, I think. Yeah, I don't know. The white is kind of whack. I don't know, brother. We can change that later. Let me fill in those uh-oh points. This is the problem right here. Need a color dropper because it's hard to get those colors exactly right. We're gonna have to do the best we can. It just needs to be a little bit more. I think that's it right there. I'm not gonna be able to get any closer than that, so that's just gonna have to do. Alright, what's next? So it's a bear. So it needs a cute little bear nose, and it needs a mouth. So let's take an even smaller circle, maybe 25 in radius. Only just to recess the little area right here for its nose. Come in with more white and fill in that top point because that shouldn't be there. And then maybe just clean it up a little bit on the outer points. So, a little point there to seal the deal. One up here, one up here, one up here, one up here. Doing pixel art is pretty satisfying, I gotta say. Except when it's like this. This, and this. Oops. Yeah, that's probably as good as it's gonna get right there for the bear nose. Now we want to take a recess area here, down a little bit more, come a little bit. We gotta make them smile, right? I think we gotta make them smile. Oof. It's tougher than it looks. I think I came out much further down here, kind of like that. I could just count them, probably be good. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then I came up like that. I don't want him to get like Forrest Whitaker face or whatever. That's as good as I'm gonna get it, I think. Yeah. There we go. Bear smile. Maybe one here, one out there. Yeah. Can get a little bit obsessive with this stuff. But yeah, okay, there we go. That's good enough for me. I don't want to do too much more on that. What do you think for the eyes? Just black eyes for now. We can give him bloody eyes. kind of looks scary with the black recessed eyes, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to fill that in with white just so I'm not like creeped out and I don't have nightmares. Yeah. That's the best way to approach this. Kind of lost. I think, I need to start filling those in, but I want to get the whites in first. It's too much. That's fine, whatever. I'll come back over that. And then the very middle point, that can be recessed area. Damn. Alright, hold on. I gotta be very careful. This is very delicate work. Whatever. It's not really. Alright, point. Okay, it can't look that derpy. I don't know. What do you think? Do you want him to look kind of silly? I guess he already kind of does look kind of silly. He doesn't. We don't want him to have cat's eyes. I think that's good for the eyes. It bothers me that they're not like at the same level on both sides, but yeah, and then that one level up is a little bit too much. Maybe that's a perception thing though. Here, let me get rid of some of these bad points. Fill them in with the yellows that we need. White's easy. I can just go back to white at any point, but this is a pretty tricky color. I should save the RGB. Oh well. Those eyes are way off too. Damn. Alright, well let's fix that real quick. So while I have this color, I'm gonna try like replacing all of my colors with this color. Let's get a circle of like 50. Not really. I'll just make it. I'll just make it up here. Oh god, I don't want to mess it up. Alright, back to 25. I really need the color history. It does look kind of goofy with the wrong color. Oh well. I'll make you another one in the future, brother. Let's give him an eye. This one's got to be over more. And then this yellow color again. Now I can be sure that it's going to be at least the same one that I had previously. All right, fill these in. Some of them. A little bit more there. That one. Oh, I think I did too much. Get some more white. Hold on. No, man. And now I feel like this one needs to be more over. And this is kind of throwing me off too. I gotta fill this back in. That's what's doing it. Yeah, that's what's throwing me off. And then the middle line is like right there, so this is way too close.
both of those eyes need to be like right there. I guess that's okay if they're both that close. Yeah. You cute little adorable bear. And let's see, let's mark out the points. Damn it, I lost my color. Alright, it was something like that. That one. That one. That one for sure. That's it. Almost on this one. Almost. And I still feel like it's not right. But whatever. Alright, if I just add a little bit more to the top there, I think it'll be good. No, that's not good. That's not a good one. Should that be that? No, it should not. Those are the same shape. Okay, cool. They're the same shape. Now, little circle in the middle. Let's make it black. Can we make it black? Is that how we can delete these? By making them black? I like the single eyes. But we could do other things. Like that. I like that too. Let's give him a little bit of a fuzzy little ear thing going on. Alright. My brother, unenter. Are we satisfied with this bear? Can you see the damn bear? Okay, cool. I'm gonna save it before I freaking... Uh-oh, are we saving? Oh, we don't have the copy to clipboard thing. That's not an issue, though. Save it. No! Payload too large? What? What? Oh yeah, dude, that is way too large. Well, that's good to know, but that kind of sucks at the same time. Well, we can't save it. That's the bad news. Good news is it looks pretty bomb. Bomb.com. Bomba.com. Alright, I think that's going to do it for me, though. Actually, no.
we need to get this sorted out. We need to figure out exactly why our control key is bumming us out like this before we go on. So this is the effect. This is supposed to delete, but it doesn't. Alright, so I'm going to look at this commit history and see what it is. Something in renderer did this. Alright, let's try this out then. Slight modification to what we currently have there. First of all, I think I can safely unstash my changes, and I would like to do so before making any further changes. That way I don't have any kind of clashing. Okay. Now, on this renderer.js, what I want to do... Oh, my brother, what am I doing? Okay, so the too close, that's going to have to first and foremost be not is preview. Because if it's a preview, I think we don't care about it. But we still have the issue. We still have the issue. Alright, what else is there? What else is there? So it actually happened here, in this commit right here. But you can't see. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's take little bits and pieces of this and see if we can figure out why this is happening. So this is the whole too close thing. Instead of this, let's just return a false for now. So that nothing is too close. Effectively, hopefully canceling it out. And hopefully not breaking the page. Okay, so we want to return true here, actually. But I can see this control key is still clearing these out. So it's somewhere else. Now, this is the other thing that's happening. This non-preview pegs, whatever. Let's just set it to a blank array for now. Because I feel like this is actually having an effect on the state, which is super annoying. And it's the reason why I really hate JavaScript. I really hate JavaScript. Okay, but that's not what's happening. Still not what's happening. Let's get rid of this filter function altogether. There we still have it. Still have the issue occurring. What else is on the list? There's not a lot. There's not a whole lot on this list.
think that's even just the right file. This is an interesting pattern here. Let new peg equals new pegs. Yeah, this is not correct at all. This is where we're having the issue. This is the entire issue right here. So we'll get all that going back again, and then there's a line here that I'm looking at that I removed for some reason. And it does make sense that I removed it. But yeah, no. We just need to add this. But we don't even need that. We can just have that. The UUIDs, I don't think they're going to necessarily match up. Okay, we still have an issue, which is surprising to me. I see. I see. So here we have too close. So we can't get anything that's too close. But here we have it removing. Right? That's not right. When we're removing pegs right now, we need to have that fully in there, but just thinking about this. How do we actually, because there's a revision here that's required, I believe. All right, let's do it like this. We'll go into this if statement, and then we will modify the new pegs like this. Just the same thing that we did up here, except only if we're adding. And that's it. We can then go and re-add that entire line, since we have, because the thinking in removing the distance to function was we're filtering for distance here, we don't need to do it there. But we can't filter for distance when we're removing these, when we're holding the control. Because then our map function will never work. It's totally counterintuitive. It's totally weird. But it is true. Alright, what happened? Assignment to a constant variable. That's easy. You know, we can simplify this. I just realized we can simplify this. So we can leave that as a constant, I believe. And then we can do... We already have a filter function that we're doing here, so let's get rid of this. And we'll come back a little bit and we'll begin to make a function like that. And that does the exact same thing, because the only thing that we were doing there was filtering for undefined. So we're free to do that. only thing I would add to this is if not peg return false. I don't think I hope that that's not necessary. I don't know, because honestly, the line that I was doing before, where you just assign it to itself, that is necessary for some reason. It filters out the undefines. Whatever. Next marketing solution. What are we working on today? Well, we're working on the same thing we've been working on for a while now. We're creating a Three.js Lite Brite game. Right now we just broke it. It'd be sweet to be able to show it to you. Oh, I can, because I have this saved. It looks like this, brother. Interesting that I can draw at this point, but I can't draw at the other point. Anyway, yeah. We are dealing with some performance issues currently. And right now I just caused an error, so let's see what that is. Not an error. Not an error, just never returning anything. I tried using React. There's a React adaptation for Three.js called React 3 Fiber, but I found that the way that it looked just didn't jibe well with me. I am considering using React. This is a Node environment, so I am considering using React for the UI. I'm just not exactly sure how I would transfer. It's really not a big deal. I'm sure I'll just bind them to an HTML element or something, and then reference them. They have to go from between the Three.js app to React somehow. Right now we have Mongodb incorporated. That's our backend. That's how we're able to save these. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, let me try to finish this, and then we'll go over some more of it. So let's make this always return true right now, and just see if this at least lets us move forward. Well, let's see what you can do. You know, I mean, if you can make something that looks better and works better than the Three.js UI, and you think that it can be easily integrated, why don't you make it? And we can do a stream where we try to integrate it. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet. Potentially. Hey, look, we're back in business. Can I add you to my repo? Not right now. I'm currently hoarding my repo, and I'm looking to see if I should make it public or start adding people to my repo. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know exactly how I would accomplish it, but I do need to accomplish it. I could show you a bit around a little bit so you understand, or, you know, whatever. So the first thing that we do is we hit the Express.js backend right here, and then we're serving up the index.html two places. We have the regular entry point, which I'm thinking of changing over to like a landing page or something, or possibly even just nest the whole thing in a React app and serve up the Three.js dependency, because, you know, this right here is already a module, so if I'm not mistaken, you could just import it to a React to a React app? No, I don't know. I don't know, my brother. I do not know. I am new to this whole thing, but yes. Long story short, I would love to use React, and if you have some stuff that you think I can integrate, let's do it. Honestly, if it just looks good and it works, like my thing is I want to make this kind of look like MS Paint or Photoshop or something like this. You know what I mean? Like a editor kind of thing. Like not goofy or anything, just like professional, easy to use, and makes it feel good to use. Maybe professional is the wrong word, but definitely I'd want it to feel good to use. Oh yeah, the landing page method, for sure, brother. For sure. For sure. Alright, so I have to figure out what is going wrong with this. Now, I did notice that right now, my issue is fixed. I'm not erasing all these pegs again like I was. So that to me is amazing. Let's continue and see what else we can do with this. Yeah, exactly, like an image editor. So right now we have, like here we're selecting the shape right here. For me, that would be cool if it would be like you would see a rectangle or a button up here that would have the shape, like an icon of the shape circle, and then you click it, and then you see the drop down of the rest of the shapes, square, triangle, and then you click it. You know what I mean? And then that changes the UI icon. I'm sure that's very easy to pull off. That's definitely a Reacty thing. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that you want to be reacting with. You know what I mean? Or Vue, whatever you like. You seem like you like React. React is straight. Yeah. Pretty cool. Alright, so we got to make this filtering work correctly. And we got to do it quick because I got to go soon. How is that? Is that returning undefined right now? Or did I just... How did that work? Okay. It just... Okay, so it just returns before anything... Interesting, interesting. Yeah, brother. I think so. I've been thinking about that actually. Since I started moving to a Node environment, like I was hesitant to go to a Node environment, but it's been super smooth, super seamless, and you can run React on the back end, can't you? Like in Next.js. I just can't think of a way to do it without React 3 Fiber. React 3 Fiber, I mean, if I were to use that, man, then this would just work right with React. It would be super nice. Maybe I'll have to port it. Maybe it's a seamless port. I don't know, dude. At the end of the day, you're dealing with two libraries at that point. That has to increase the potential for BS to happen. You know what I mean? I do not want BS to happen. So too close. No, I want that to be equal 0. That's how I changed it before. Okay? Equals 0. Okay, that's good. I don't have my ability to erase right now. And that's a problem. Oh, because of that. we've determined that it's the distance 2 equals 0. There we go. Okay, so check it out. Now we have the circles. We can fill them up. Oh, that's a rectangle. There. We can fill them up, and then we can erase them. It's like a rose petal. We need like a duller red, kind of like that. Don't call it a pink. It's just a duller red. And then we can start like recessing portions of these. And then we can add some white stuff in. Maybe just a point tool for this. Honestly, it looks bad. It just looks like garbage. Hold on a second. I gotta swap out my camera battery. Actually, you know what? It's getting kind of late. I gotta call it there. It's been fun, guys. It's really nice meeting you. And yeah, hit me up in my Discord if you want. You can send me any code snippets or whatever there. I absolutely want this to look nicer, but I haven't had the time. I've been working on the gameplay. But yeah, thanks for joining in. Tune in next time, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to stream. It's random. I just get these times sometime, so bear with me. Maybe we'll have a scheduled time soon. Anyway, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like the video. Do everything you can for me, and I'll do everything I can for you. All right. Bye, everybody.